Should we adjust it slightly?
Tigran,
So we're ready when you are. All right, guys. Hi, everyone. Let's have everyone introduce themselves. Hi, my name is Kirill Listanovich, and I'm the head of marketing at Strikers Inc. I'm responsible for our promotion, marketing. I'm Maxime Tunega, the CTO on Strikers Inc. I look after all the technical stuff and everything related, from animation system to back-end, and all possible infrastructure issues. Hello, I'm Eugene, the CEO at Strikers. Among other things, I'm responsible for the product and all the strategic stuff we do. My name is Tigran. I'm a director of the brand new Developers Diaries. Today, I'd like to discuss the new Dev Diaries format. Why do we need to change it at all? What was wrong with the old standard one? We suddenly realized one thing. When we started making Dev Diaries for the first time, the production quality was pretty good, and we thought it looked fun. We spent an incredible amount of time making it. We created a perfect flow, wrote a detailed script. The team wrote down their answers before filming, and of course, this made everything look quite unnatural. The end result felt more like a short trailer rather than a developer's diary story. It didn't give you any insight into the development process. But we wanted to show the reality, where we're at. Is it on already? And I can... Currently, our team implements dummies in the game. We're adding additional features to the process of dribbling to make it more fun for our players. And we're conscious of making it as responsive and clear as possible. We want the models to move in the way a user would expect them to. Yes, it's a rainbow flick. But you can see here in the rainbow, there's an issue with the ball. So we're working to make the ball trajectory more realistic. And do you have a list of tricks that you want to include? Sure thing, there's a list. In an ideal world, how many of them do you want or need? I'm not sure about the number. It's in the docs, but I think we're aiming for around 20 of them. And so what did you decide to do? What do you want the Dev Diaries to show in an ideal world? How do you imagine it? Well, the main task is perhaps to show the core, the very essence of the production processes, of working on the UFL. We needed some intimate glimpses into our process and to keep them as honest as possible, in line with our fair-to-play philosophy. And that's the general vision of what we want to achieve with this project along this journey. You mentioned Journey. Yes. Is this the title for the project then? If so, why is it Journey and what does that represent? We've called it Journey because it's our voyage towards the UFL launch from our current stage, starting from today at the beginning of May. And it's no doubt a thorny path because there's still a lot of work to do. We understand that if we promote the product the ordinary, standard way, well, our audience won't be excited. We have to show something bigger and fresher, make it a series. And we travel
и
along this
мы
series
двигаемся по
from
этому
episode
сюжету,
to
мы двигаемся
episode,
по эпизоду. И
as
это
you would a
некое
journey.
путешествие.
Немножко покажу
Here are a
примеры
couple of examples.
у нас,
Some
которые
have been
уже
implemented,
что-то реализовано в игре,
some are yet to be
часть
introduced into the
только будет
build.
реализована. Сейчас это просто
Currently, our interface has some
которые, в
placeholders.
принципе, есть в проекте,
We added them to
еще
the
уже
project so we could
внедрены.
see how it would
Ждали
feel and
визуализации,
work in the
понятно, как это
game.
все будет выглядеть и
For
работать. То есть вот
example,
так вот
here is the
квалификация идет,
qualification
попадает
screen.
на него
A player
когда
gets
только
sent
создал
here
свой
right
клуб,
after club
проходит
creation.
энное
You can
количество
see they have to play through some qualification matches
после
and
чего
then are finally
попадает
promoted
на
into
самый
higher divisions.
Что нас ждет? О чем мы
So
будем
what's next then?
рассказывать?
What's
В
our
чем будет
path,
заключаться наш путь?
our journey?
Journey.
Расписали
We have a
некий
roadmap
путь
for the upcoming
в
months,
ближайшее время, который состоит из
6 episodes,
6 эпизодов.
and this will be the first season in our
Это будет,
series.
как первый сезон нашего сериала, и
We'll
в
show the
рамках
key
этих
moments of a
эпизодов
game's
мы
production
покажем
process.
ключевые моменты продакшена игрового проекта.
Темы эти все в основном
Most of the
связаны
topics
с
cover gameplay,
геймплеем,
either
либо с
core or
core-геймплеем,
meta.
либо с метагеймплеем, и, соответственно,
So
все
every episode
эпизоды,
is
они
centered
будут
around one or another
в тех
aspect,
или иных аспектах. Это
from stadium creation,
производство
core gameplay
стадионов,
mechanics,
это
how the game
core
works,
геймплей-механика,
how
как
it's
работает
related to the
игра, как это
animation
связано с
system,
анимационной системой,
how
каким
game
образом эти
systems
вещи
interact,
взаимодействуют, как
how the game
геймдизайн
design affects them. And
естественно,
definitely on the list is AI. We've got 2 of them.
это AI,
The
который
first one
помогает
assists the
игроку
player and
играть,
controls the rest of your team while you're focusing on one
команды,
particular
когда
footballer.
игрок управляет одним персонажем. И это
The
бот,
second
который
one is a
работает
bot that runs
самостоятельно
independently
и
and controls the whole team
управляет
without any help from a
без
player.
участия игрока. Это
Also,
все, что
in
касается
one of the
нашего
episodes, we discuss
визуального
everything related to our visual
стиля,
style,
почему мы его
why we
используем,
chose it, how we developed it
такие
and such.
штуки. Плюс, наверное, в
Besides,
выпуск попадет
there probably should be something about the real-life events we take part in.
мероприятиями, в которых мы участвуем. Финальный выпуск всего нашего
And the final episode of
этого,
this series
если
will
можно
be
назвать,
dedicated to the
сериала,
game launch.
он будет именно связан с самим релизом.
Первое это будет.
The first one will be our concept arena, Rodenta Stadium.
Он уже
It's been ready for a long time now,
готов, но
but we're still polishing it,
проводится еще работа
adding more tiny
долизывания,
details
скажем так, добавления
and breathing
дыхания,
life into it.
Стадион весьма
The
красив.
stadium is beautiful,
На нем
and it's
реализовано
pretty much how we wanted it to
то, что
be.
мы хотели реализовать.
Как много
How much are we allowed to
мы
show?
можем показывать
Any parts of the gameplay?
куски геймплея из нашей игры?
Я думаю, показывать механику.
Yes, I think there will be lots of mechanic stuff and core gameplay from different angles. We'll show both our strengths and flaws, and what we've done to have them fixed, how the game has changed for the better.
Я бы, знаешь, еще что добавил? Тут есть
I would add another point here. There are some legal restrictions on what we can and can't show.
Юридической стороной вопроса. Дело в том, что
Our audience often ask questions we have answers for, but we can't say a word because of the legal
на
issues.
которые у нас есть ответ, и, например, мы могли бы
Sometimes we don't have the permission to use an asset outside of the game, or it's somehow connected with our partnerships.
каких-то материалов или там связанных с какими-то партнерствами. Это
It's a delicate
достаточно
matter
тонкая
when it comes to
материя, это
licensing.
отдельный аспект лицензионных прав.
For each licensing asset, we need a special permission. Actually, the licensing's a really interesting and complicated matter we're dealing with quite successfully so far.
Решаем.
Моя работа
Okay,
заключается
that's what I
в
do.
настройке
My
персонажа.
job is to adjust the motion dynamics of objects in our game. And right now I'm setting up to adjust character movement. What I try to do here is highlight the areas I want to improve, making the character movement as anatomically accurate as it can possibly be. As you can see, right now, our puppet's body slightly waves. A real person walks in a somewhat different way, and everyone would notice it, even if it's hard to explain what's actually wrong. So I'm adjusting the settings to make the movements more natural. We work on collisions, simulating various situations which may happen on the pitch and then evaluating them closely. And how do you know it isn't working? It's mostly done by watching. Sometimes you see the body looks unnatural. The limbs aren't behaving correctly.
Может ли как-то потенциально
Can someone who watches our journey affect the series?
влиять на
Do you plan to interact with your audience and let those conversations inform the
реализовано,
content?
какие каналы связи у нас будут с аудиторией?
Как только мы
The first thing we did when we announced the game was launch our official social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram.
And there's a huge audience there. They follow the project, share their feedback, and support us. We plan to post dev diaries on YouTube and collect feedback through our official channels.
На всех наших официальных каналах.
Right now, we're testing corner kicks. We initialize the kick, and you can see how the players take their places, and if they take their places correctly. How do you know something's wrong? We can always tell what's a bug, and we have some set indicators for that. We mentioned that a game designer is a person who knows how things are supposed to be working in the game, but when you see a clash of 5 footballers at the same place, it's quite obvious to anyone that something went wrong.
Houston, we have a problem.
And let's have a look at how corners work with AI bots, what they do and how they play. Across now. Keep it.
Блин.
Dang, he pushed him.
Толкнул.
He did.
Он его толкнул.
Cool. Thanks, guys. You're welcome.
С чего вы взяли,
Why do you
что
think anyone might be
это
interested in the series?
интересно?
Сказать с уверенностью стопроцентной.
Right now, at this point, we can't say 100%.
Интересно всем. Мы не
It's an
можем.
experiment to
Это в
some
каком-то
extent,
смысле эксперимент.
and a risky one.
И в каком-то смысле риск. Мы очень
But we
сильно
do hope the audience will grab the
надеемся,
chance to get
что
such
аудитория будет
unfiltered,
интересна,
uncensored
будет
information as it is,
участвовать
with comments on what's
с
happening.
пояснениями того, что происходит, потому что
Because we on our side are really interested in interacting with our audience.
интересно. Мы хотим
We'd love to build these relationships to the extent where after we've done something, we collect feedback, show some gameplay, explain what's happening, and get some more feedback again.
Слушаем какой-то вводный фидбэк. Если
If people like it,
понравится людям,
awesome.
значит, круто,
Then
мы
we're doing it
молодцы.
right. And if
Если
people
же,
don't like this format of
людям не
diaries,
понравится,
we'll
значит,
keep on
будем думать,
experimenting.
как видоизменить формат.
We need a way to
Будем искать
present the
способ,
info in a way our audience would like, and we would be able to easily create, whilst also keeping the overall quality of the assets. Yeah, that's right. Everything Eugene has just mentioned is to help our audience build confidence in our product.
Некое такое доверие у аудитории к нашему продукту.
А последний вопрос.
And the last question, I know you'll ask me to cut it away. Guys, what is the launch date?
Парни, когда релиз игры?
Я надеюсь,
We're looking
что
to announce a
мы
release
сделаем
date this
это
August.
в этом августе и скажем, когда релиз. Я надеюсь, что
I hope the new series will help the audience to understand why this can be so hard to pin
аудитория
down.
поймет, почему это так сложно сделать.
Лучше наоборот.
We'd better show the weaker sides of the game, so when it's released, they say, wow, what an improvement.
На самом деле,
Actually,
игра
there is a playable, mostly functional
полноценно
build.
уже есть, мы все внутри.
Everyone in the studio plays it.
тестируем.
Yeah, we have weekly playtests on a regular basis.
Плей-тесты происходят. Но есть много
But there's still a
что
lot to polish.
доработать, а мы понимаем ожидания аудитории.
We
И
understand what
нам
the audience
хочется
wants, and we'd love to show it off.
показать это в лучшем свете.
Да, знаешь, не хотелось
You
бы
know, we'd
попасть
hate to
в
put out
ситуацию,
semi-fake,
где мы
nicely
собственно,
polished
таким
development
образом
videos
действуем. Не
just because
хотелось
we
бы
want to
попасть
make an
в ситуацию,
impression,
где мы там
without
из
considering the fact
из
that everything's
глубокого
under
смысла
construction.
хотим,
It often
классности
happens in
показать
game
то, как еще
development,
идет производство,
that
там,
materials are
используя
quickly polished and
какие-то
shown to the
методы,
public that are still raw,
которые там, условно говоря,
unfinished, or don't
полуфейковые,
even
для
make
того,
it
чтобы
into the
показать,
final
смотрите,
game.
всё круто.
The
Это
promotional
тоже
videos look
часто
amazing,
бывает
and then you
такое,
run the
да,
game
это
and you're
всё-таки,
like,
блин, мне кажется, когда
oh,
я
when
смотрел
I
дома,
watched their
оно выглядело
promos, the
по-другому.
game looked quite
Вот мы не
different.
хотим так
We don't
делать,
want to
потому что
go
в
this
этом нет
way,
никакого
because it doesn't
логического
make any
смысла.
sense.
Это лишь добавляет градуса и хайпа, и
Yes,
потом
it might grow hype,
увеличивает тяжесть
but it
разочарования.
also
Поэтому
creates
идти
immense
по этому пути не
disappointment.
хотим.
That's
Самое
not the
важное,
way
что
we
хотел
want
бы
to go.
сейчас сказать, это то, что
The most important thing I'd like to
команда
say now is that
работает
all the team is
очень
super
усиленно
incentivized to make our
над
plans
тем,
come
чтобы
true,
сделать
and we will do
всё
everything
продумано,
to
и всё,
reach
что
that
можно
goal.
для того, чтобы достигнуть результата, мы сделаем.
Great. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Tigra. Talk to you later.
Будем на
See you all, guys. Thanks.
Пока. Пока.